Hey everyone, today we're taking a look at the P Bandai exclusive Naruto Uzumaki Sage Mode Savior of Konoha. This figure was a premium Bandai exclusive, and you can no longer get it from premium Bandai. So if you haven't ordered it yet, hopefully this will help you to decide if you want to get it from another third-party site. I'll try to put some links down below of places that might still have it. My wife and I binged a lot of Naruto this year, and we actually stopped and took a break right after the Pain arc. And that's been my favorite arc so far, so definitely looking forward to this figure. Here's a look at the package. It's very similar to the other Naruto packaging. This one's kind of a light orange, sort of peachy color. I like the way they do the Naruto packaging with the font they use and how the picture on the front has sort of like a sketched outline around it. I think that looks pretty cool. Picture the figure on the side and one on this side. And then there are some pictures on the back where we can see the accessories. Here he is out of the package. He does look good, but we've seen this figure basically in slightly different colors a few times before. So I'll bring out my other Naruto so we can get a comparison and see what's actually different on this one. So here's the first regular release of Naruto. And then here is the Naruto Top 99 version. So this new one, the orange is toned down quite a bit. It's a little more dull, and it looks a little bit more worn and weathered than the super bright orange that's on the first release here. And it's still not quite as bright as the Naruto Top 99 one here that had some yellow highlights on it. The black parts kind of splits the difference between the two here. This one had a tinge of brown in it. This one's closer to just a black, and this one maybe has like a tinge of blue in it, I feel like. Also, the colors of the hair are different. This new Sage Mode one, it's much brighter and more lemony, I guess. The first release Naruto, it's more of like almost like a buttery yellow. And then the Naruto Top 99 release had a bit more of a desaturated yellow. Then for the shoulder bits, the Sage Mode one is a bit closer to the Naruto Top 99 in color, where this first release had a darker brown. The silvers are pretty comparable here. Then looking at the back, the red swirl is just a smidge darker than the Naruto Top 99 release, and much more matte than this first release. This one has a bit of a glossiness to it. The pouches are pretty similar overall as well. So I do like the colors overall in this new Sage Mode version. I really like the matte finish. I tend to prefer a matte finish on figures because clothes aren't super glossy. I think the yellow for the hair is a little bit jarring at first next to the other figures, but on its own, it kind of helps the eyes pop a bit because it matches that bright yellow of the eyes and has some nice contrast with the pinkish red around the side of the eyes. So it differentiates them just enough from the other ones that it's not exactly the same figure, but it's still kind of the same figure. Let's get a bit of a closer look at the face though so we can see these new faceplates. The face is very clean. They've been doing a great job with the anime faces. There's a nice outline around the eyebrows that makes them stand out. There's a bit of a white dot in the side of the eye there to make it look like it's shiny. The frog eyes look very nice, and the Sage Mode paint around the eyes is very clean. Otherwise, we'll quickly show the rest of the figure. We've seen this before. No real issues on mine. Maybe a smidge of paint missing from the brown here, and slightly missed the mark on the black paint here, but otherwise looks pretty good. No real complaints. It maybe could have used a little bit of shading, especially for the price, but I guess it's fine. I'll run through the articulation real quick just in case you haven't seen it. It's going to be the same as the other Naruto figures though, and it's very good. So there's a hinge at the bandana here. You can look up this much. There's a double ball peg at the upper neck here, and then one ball peg at the bottom of the neck here. So he can look down very well. Lots of side to side tilt, and you can get him looking around however you want. So that's great. Shoulders can move up very far. There's a butterfly joint that lets him reach across the chest pretty well. And also lets him reach back for those running poses. Swivel at the bicep. A double jointed elbow. I think it's pretty good range. Ball hinge at the wrist. Can lean back this much forward, this much, and a decent amount of side to side tilt. There's a ball joint in the upper diaphragm and then one at the waist. The hips go out this much. The camera would focus. Rotation at the thigh. Double jointed knee. A joint where the leg connects into the pants there, where you can swivel, and there's a little bit of wiggle on that since it's a ball joint in there. And then at the feet, these will go back this much forward, this much, and there is an ankle rocker and a pretty decent toe hinge. Now on to the reason you're probably here, the new accessories. This comes with the new soft good Sage Mode Robe, which is very exciting. I think this is the best look for Naruto that I've seen so far in the series. It's just a really cool look for him, and it adds something cool to his outfit. So the robe just slips over his arms, and it fits pretty well. The little flames at the bottom are printed on there well. There's a wire running throughout all the way around the edge of it, so you can get it posed up however you want. And the inside is lined with black. The inside's a little bit shiny, where the outside has more of a matte finish. So I think it looks pretty good, and it'll pose pretty well, especially with that wire going throughout. No wire in the sleeves, but I think that'll be alright, especially since they're short sleeves and they won't poof out that much. So I'm very happy with this. I know there are some third-party robes available that I've seen from different customizers and sellers. So they're competing with that, but I think this one looks nice and functions well. Then to go with that is his scroll. I love a Naruto scroll. They're just so big and impractical and just add a cool element to the design. There's a soft, pliable strap here. And then the scroll itself is painted well. It's got a nice shiny bit here for the buckle. The red on mine's a little bit scuffed here. Not super noticeable. And then I think to get it on him, maybe it slips on this way. Probably have to take the head off. Get that situated. There. And that looks pretty great. There's a swivel on this, so you can get it positioned however you'd like. I think it's upside down there. So I think that's really cool. I just think the scroll on Naruto characters is a cool look, so I'm a big fan of that. Then for faces, other than the neutral face that comes on him in the package, they'll come with a smirking face, a gritted teeth face, a yelling face, and a meditating face. These all look really nice. They're all painted very well. So a good selection here. I can't think of any other faces I would have wanted off the top of my head, so I think these are some good ones. Then for hands, he's got fist hands, open hands, meditation hands, open hands with the fingers spread, jutsu hands, and finally hands with pegs in them for the Rasengan effects. He'll also come with some interchangeable crossed arms. These differ a bit from the previous Naruto figures where these would pop off at the shoulder. It'll be a little bit loose. See, this one pops off very easily. This one will swap out at the elbow. And it's a bit more difficult to pop out, but then the arms won't be falling off all the time. So there is a little bit of a struggle to get these swapped out, but once you do, I think they look great. They're getting better with the crossed arm effects across each line. With some of them, the hands end up looking a little bit blobby, but in this, it looks very good. There's good color separation because the hands are different parts than the arms there, so they're just glued in. Pochi has come to grace us with her presence. Just passing by. Pochi, would you like some treats for the people on the camera? You want to at least face the camera if you're gonna eat treats. And then you bite me? Alright. Get out of here. Every time. Come on. So aggressive on camera. What's your deal? So he'll come with these two Rasengan. These are a nice translucent blue. And then on the top here, they have a bit of airbrushing of white. It's a bit subtle, so I think it looks pretty nice. And it doesn't interfere with the translucence of the bottom part of the effect here. So these look good. And finally, he'll come with one Rasen Shuriken. This is that same nice translucent blue plastic. And this also has some white airbrushing on the top. A bit more than just the plain Rasengans. It looks pretty good. It doesn't interfere with the translucency on the outer edges, but it does make the middle here a bit more opaque. And there's the bottom, a bit more blue on the bottom. We've seen this effect before with one of the other Naruto releases. I think it's pretty cool, and I like that it's included here as well. For size and comparisons, Naruto is standing at about 5 3/4 inches tall. You already saw him with the other Narutos, but here he is with Kurama Link Mode Naruto and Minato. I think he looks really good with these two. Well, we've got the Kurama Link Mode out here. Here's the Rasen Shuriken that came with him, and then here's the one that comes with the Sage Mode Naruto. So I thought it was the same effect, but it's actually a bit different. This new one has some extra swirly bits in there, where this one just had like large swoops. And they definitely toned down the airbrushing on the new one, so you can see more of the translucent blue. Here it was sprayed almost all the way out to the edges. Here he is with Kakashi, and Pain isn't out yet, so we'll just have to make do with Itachi for now, so you can kind of see how the robes will look against each other. Then for a couple domestic figures, here he is with the NECA Last Ronin Leonardo, and a Marvel Legends X-Men 97 Nightcrawler. Do you guys think we'll get figures for the TMNT Naruto crossover? And if so, what company do you think would make them? So is this figure worth the price? To order this from P Bandai, it was close to $100, like $96 or $98, something like that. The Naruto 99 version is $35. Then there are some third-party sellers who offer some Sage Mode robes, as well as the scroll for various amounts. I guess it really depends where you're going to get it from. I didn't do too much research into that because I was getting this one. But I saw some for around $30-ish. So if you just wanted Naruto with the Sage Mode robe and scroll, it could potentially be had for somewhere around $65. Now that doesn't include the new faces, if you'd want all the Sage Mode faces, or the effects. This does come with two Rasengan and a Rasen Shuriken. I think if you were going to try to get all that separately, it would be at least the same amount, if not more, as the official release here. So for me, this one was worth it. I think it does have the value. If you already have a Naruto figure and you just want some extra accessories, that's something you could maybe look into and maybe not try to hunt this one down for an increased cost. I think Kappa Hobby had this, but it was over $100 there. If they still have it in stock, I'll link it down below, though. They normally have some of the P Bandai releases after they come out. So for me, I think this is a good figure. I like the orange they used on it. I think the robe's really nice. It has a good texture and nice printing on it. It doesn't look like he's wearing like a knitted sweater. Sometimes with soft goods at this scale, they can look a little bit like they're wearing a chunky knitted sweater. But the fabric they chose to go with here looks nice at this scale. The robe poses well. The scroll's nice. And he has some really good faces. So if you really like the Sage Mode version of Naruto, I would recommend this one. If you just want a Naruto figure in general, I would probably go with the Naruto 99 one instead, since it's the same figure, just different accessories. So I hope this helps with your decision, and I hope you enjoyed the review. If you pre-ordered this figure, let me know in the comments below, and let me know what you think of it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.